Aquaman The Flash and Wonder Woman's clips inside the internet browser. Now, obviously, this wasn't the coolest way to be introduced to Aquaman and The Flash. How else do we want Aquaman and The Flash to be introduced? Because if we do anything other than a reference-style scene, it's going to seem ridiculous. Like, there is a scene where The Flash appears to Bruce Wayne in a dream type of deal where he's warning him, and it's very kind of confusing to the audience. Just picture if they tried to do that with Aquaman. Obviously, it kind of sucks that they had to work Aquaman and the Flash into this movie because obviously Warner Brothers is setting up Justice League. If they're going to have to introduce them, this is one of the better ways to do it because it's a quick, brief scene and it really doesn't interrupt the plot. If we try to have Bruce Wayne like shopping or something and he sees the robbery in person and then the Flash comes and saves everything, it would be ridiculous. It's better to have something that can be easily ignored and very briefly used than to try to actually write the plot in where Aquaman and the Flash show up during one of the characters' narratives. So it's not the best scene, but all things considered, it is one of the best ways to introduce these people since they have to be introduced. The next one are the dream sequences. It really comes down to personal preference. Some people will like them and some people will not like them. The dreams serve to depict the fears of our protagonist. So for example, Bruce Wayne has a couple dreams about Superman approaching him, destroying the world, capturing him, unmasking him, and these serve to really display to the audience his fears and what he is kind of struggling with. And that really does help to better understand his character. Because we have to remember, we are setting Batman up as a new character. We're not simply piggybacking on Christopher Nolan's Batman. The alternative to dream sequences is additional dialogue, but with people already complaining about the length of Batman vs. Superman, adding additional dialogue would make this a 3-hour film. So dream sequences really are a quicker and more visually pleasing way of displaying the conflicts of these characters. Snyder's style lends itself well to dreams, and dreams are a common tool to represent internal struggle. The symbolism, in my opinion, especially with Superman walking towards a captured Batman, is one of the best visuals in the film. And a lot of critics are also asking, why are they fighting? Superman is an idealistic superhero. He believes the world should be saved, but by keeping all morals intact. Batman believes everything must be done, no matter what it takes. He will kill to eliminate the threat. Superman will do what is morally right, no matter what. So, at the very basic level of moral philosophy, these two are opposites. Batman clearly explains that his beliefs at the beginning essentially are very close to Lex Luthor's. He believes that if there is even a 1% chance that Superman is a threat, that they need to take him out. And I can see that argument. If you think about society today in the real world, if you think about some all-powerful alien coming to our planet, every country's leadership would be very, very worried about the presence of a being that powerful. So it makes sense that the world's leaders, Lex Luthor and Bruce Wayne, two very prominent billionaires, would be very, very worried about the implications of this amount of power onto the world. Superman wants the Bat to be dead. The Bat is brutal. The Bat is inhumane. He brands criminals, leading to their death. He physically kills some prisoners, and he beats them constantly. Superman is able to create justice in a much more ideal world. He can stop the crime from happening and simply deliver them to police. He can handle it. He can do things Batman cannot do. And as such, he believes that the Batman is not needed. So he wants the Bat to be dead. Now, obviously, the beginning of the film really, really paints a picture of Bruce Wayne hating Superman because he witnesses the absolute destruction of Superman coming to Earth. And it really makes sense. And Bruce Wayne clearly has more motivation for hating Superman than Superman does for Batman. But the end scheme with Lex Luthor capturing Superman's mother provides that extra push. And we see Superman approach Batman, and his first attempt is to reason with Batman. He's not going there to kill him right off the bat. But because Bruce Wayne's motivation is so powerful to kill Superman, he is not willing to listen at all. So this leads to Superman having to fight out of necessity. And that is about as good of a reason as could ever be created for two heroes to fight. You have an idealistic difference underlying a circumstantial issue and kind of trauma experienced by Bruce Wayne and this horrific looming threat. So it really does make sense that Bruce Wayne adamantly wants to kill Superman, and Superman is basically forced to defend himself. So I'm not sure why it is so confusing as to why they are fighting. I mean, I'm sure anyone who watched the movie fully followed the explanation I just made. It's really not that complicated, and these motivations are talked about numerous times between Bruce Wayne and Alfred, and Superman and Lois, and Superman and his mother. It's very, very, very clear. So please let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you like videos like this, hit the subscribe button so we can make more of them.